Happy New Year, Chiefs Kingdom. Your Kansas City Chiefs capped off 2024 with a victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers, cementing them as the number one seed in the AFC. Now, this man right here, Hollywood Brown, was one of the catalysts for the offense, but every single year with a new year comes new expectations, new surprises. And in this film room, we are going to go over some of the players that really decided that this was going to be a game. You know, without Chris Jones, Mike Dana steps up. We're going to talk a bit about him on the offensive side. Justin Watson, some new things come into the fold here for the offense. So let's go ahead and dive in here on RGR. Welcome in, Chiefs Kingdom. My name is Daniel Harms, Senior Film Analyst. If you are new to us here at RGR Football, this is what I do on every single Wednesday. I dive into the tape and I talk about all the different things that the Chiefs do, a little bit on offense, a little bit on defense, and then I give you guys, just try to teach a little bit more about the game, trying to learn as much as I can myself and share it with everyone who wants to listen. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now and then allow me to earn a like from you as we get through this tape and talk about all the different things that we get to see from your Kansas City Chiefs and why they are really rounding into form at the best time. Now, we're going to start off with something that we didn't expect to see this year. Joe Thuney at left tackle and giving them the best tackle play that they have seen in years, not just this season, but years. Now, there's going to be some changes with every time the offense does anything different. It's all about how the scheme works with the offense in terms of the offensive line protection, right? So you get a little bit of protection here. You've got Mahomes actually looking towards Juju Smith-Schuster, who's coming over the middle of the field here, stopping. Eyes go there initially, right? So you get this little bit of, I want to throw the football here, but I want you to pay attention to the protection, not just here, but everywhere, right? We want that to happen. The Steelers came into this game really not being one of those teams that allow quarterbacks to scramble. This was on that first drive, and he's able to come out on his left side and really get to that first down marker. So watch Joe again outside over here doing a really good job staying connected. That's the most important thing in terms of what we've seen from the offensive tackles in the regular season so far up to Joe, is that they get disconnected. And at those break points, this doesn't usually happen. It's usually a free, usually both tackles are allowing free rushers in there. But what you see here is everyone really locked up here and allowing Patrick just a free and easy first down here on second down and short. Now, you could argue that, yeah, you could probably throw these footballs as well. I think Patrick also isn't trying to get guys hit and hurt at the same time, which I understand. You also can make the case that sometimes if you throw it with that little bit of hesitation, which he had there, you're more likely to come into situations that you don't want to be in. So Patrick instead pulls it down, and then he comes out to his left. But yeah, right here, this is what I'm talking about. Offensive line, right? They do a really nice job of just keeping him clean and giving him those options. And when we've seen Patrick with a little bit of ankle injury, he's been far more cautious and really tries to operate the pocket at a much higher level. And I think that's what he's done over the past couple of weeks with that ankle injury. Here, I want you to pay attention to Joe one more time on that left side against Alex Highsmith. Watch his hand placement. So typically you're going to get those jabs. Right now, Joe is bigger than most people think. He is 6'5", so he's tall for a guard. He's got 32.25-inch arms, so he doesn't have the longest arms, but watch where he locates that outside hand initially, right here, that inside hand, here. So he understands, sorry, this is Nick Herbig, not Alex Highsmith, my bad. Nick Herbig off this right-hand side here. You're going to see the hand location. Once he understands that Herbig is going to attack the outside edge, he's going to shoot with his outside hand, inside hand. Typically, you want outside hand and then inside hand free for inside counters. But here, this is a really nice job of locating that on the inside shoulder pad, forcing him up just a little bit off of his rush path plan. And then that's where he collapses on that shoulder, right? So he forces Herbig to make something happen, right? So you see that outside hand come to slap down on Joe Thuney, but he disengages quickly. So here, it's a jab, and then you see that hand come off, and he tries to slap it away, and this is where he collapses. So you got inside hand here, and he just has his outside hand on the chest, and he's going to just kind of squeeze down. And that's exactly what he did multiple times in this game. Really allowed Patrick the freedom to operate the pocket, and then he just takes the rusher where he's going. So when you're seeing why is Joe having so much more success? Well, he's much better with his hands, I think, than we've seen from Wanya Morris and Kingsley Suamataia to this point. And then for everything DJ Humphries has been, obviously not at full strength, getting hurt, and then rust, right? All those things come into play. Joe has played all year long, and this is what he looks like, comfortable. So all of that being said, they really did a great job. This is the touchdown to Justin Watson here, who's going to, again, catch that corner route. One thing that he does very well is run that corner route, and the Chiefs finally start throwing into some windows, right? Patrick Mahomes here does a nice job. What they want to do is create space. So they're going to get that return motion from Xavier Worthy here. He comes out and back in. Justin Watson is there running that corner route. You have Xavier, who's going to run this just kind of flare out route. And then from this outside perspective, you've got Hopkins is going to kind of fade to the right-hand side. So if you can see on the defensive side, you have that cover one shell, right? So we have a deep safety who's going to shade himself a little bit more towards the middle of the field, and that doesn't matter. Patrick doesn't care about that because he knows exactly where he wants to go with the football, because this safety isn't going to be able to make a play on it. So you've got that change right here. They pass off underneath, and this is what Patrick is looking at, because he's already throwing this football. He's already going to throw it now. Attention underneath here, attention here. They want to hold these players with that underneath intention, and then we already have Mika Fitzpatrick here in the middle of the field, and so we know from Patrick's intention right there, boom, this is going to be out because you have that little bit of gap between Justin Watson and the defensive player, that he has the space to make that work. So really nice job there with that single high safety, and they got a blitz underneath. Excuse me, sorry, they don't have the blitz there. This is a different play. So you have the outside corner underneath there, under that hook defender, coming downhill to Xavier Worthy. Again, they show man coverage, but they break off into a switch right there. So 42 takes the outside receiver and Justin Watson, and it doesn't matter. So really nice understanding the defense there, seeing you have that single high safety in Minka Fitzpatrick, and he's not going to be able to make a play there. You also are holding that defender on the outside with Hopkins, and then you have one underneath as well being held by Xavier Worthy. So that's just Patrick seeing the defense executing, right? We've talked really ad nauseum about how this offense has not been executing properly. This game, they executed. The ball came out quickly. I will say, I don't think the Steelers defense is very good right now at this point. They are hitting a rough patch, and I think Patrick and everyone really saw what was happening on the defensive side. So the return right here of the RPO has really amplified their offense, because you see how much space is created right here, how much space they have to work with over the middle of the field. Chiefs have been a run-first offense for a large portion of the season, and then they've also been trying to throw the ball downfield. So you have Justin Watson catch a big pass early on. Teams have also been willing to play more cover one, single high safety, cover three against the Chiefs this year. So when you have this much space, and look again, all of this space underneath here, that can be exploited. And this is a 2nd and 17 play where they're going to blitz a little bit here. They're going to try to come after Patrick Mahomes, and that's fine. They want to do that. So they motion Travis Kelce down, and then they have the RPO. So what that is, it's a run pass option. For those that don't know, you have the option, the quarterback does, to run, hand the ball off, or to throw it. So you're going to watch Patrick's eyes here, because he's going to be paying attention to the right-hand side of the offense, because you've got Travis Kelce out here running to the out, and Hollywood Brown's running a glance route. So it's not necessarily a slant, but it's more of just a very quick slant route, but it's kind of angling upfield. So it's not at that, not almost like 45-degree angle. It's closer to just kind of upfield in between a seam route and a slant route. So you have those both playing into consideration, and the offense is actually going to be running a zone here. So you've got the play action fake here. And funny enough, the Steelers are going to blitz the opposite linebacker here. So again, what did we talk about with space? And they're going to try to counteract it, because they're going to take Patrick Queen and they're going to try to rotate him back. But it doesn't matter when you have that glance route on. Patrick again sees the defense coming. So when you have the offense running to the left-hand side, you have a free rusher off that right-hand side of Patrick, but he doesn't care about the free rusher. All he cares about is the space that's going to be exploited. So they rushed Peyton Wilson off this side right here. Again, he's coming here. Patrick Queen's going to drop out, but it won't matter, because you have that glance route coming from Hollywood Brown. Really nice catch. Patrick again sees it coming. Boom. And then he just, again, right here, he just sees the free rusher, knows that he's got open space, executes right, really nice throw, catch operation. So it's an easy play. The RPO, it gets the ball out very quickly. It helped Patrick really on this entire offense operate at a high level, because when you can get the ball out quickly and execute in space, it forces the defense to now have to remember, okay, we have to play up, but we also don't want to get beat deep. And it puts them in that predicament, because if Patrick can hit on these deep plays and these deep routes and throw the ball downfield, it forces defense into that predicament, because if you start to back off, they're going to hit the RPOs underneath, and then you keep playing cover one defense or cover three with the safety over top and not too high. He's got more space to operate where he wants to and can threaten downfield as well. So, but this all comes back to one thing we didn't expect. You know, Travis has still put up really good numbers this year, but he has not been the player that we all expected coming into the season. But this was the return of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes being on the same page. This is a very good, one of the bigger problems that I think that the Steelers had in this game was communication. So they motioned Noah Gray, the Chiefs motioned Noah Gray from right to left. So he's out here now. And so you have defensive players trying to communicate. So who's going to pass off who? You've got Travis Kelce out here. Running back Kareem Hunt is actually going to run a seam route, so that more like a wheel route from the running back's perspective. Then you also have go routes on the outside. But with Noah Gray here and Travis Kelce, Noah's actually going to run out here and extend this out and then over the middle of the field. Travis is just going to kind of wait and then come over the middle of the field as well. And then you have communication issues from the defense. So let's run this play forward a little bit here, and we'll stop it right here. When you have the motion over, you've got defensive, both linebackers end up going with the running back. Both of them. You have the slot player here ends up with Noah Gray. So once again, we always wonder, how do teams leave Travis Kelce wide open? Miscommunication. You have to pass off in some of these situations, whether it's man match. It looks like this is man coverage and they just didn't pass off correctly. It looks like cover one, and you've got two players going to the same one. So 50 or 6 in Patrick Queen's case, one of them had to come to Travis Kelce. Both of them end up with the running back, and it comes to Travis Kelce, who's wide open. I also want to pay attention to how open Kareem Hunt was, and he gets kind of frustrated there at the end. But this is what I mean by causing problems, because maybe Patrick instead keeps eyes on Kareem Hunt right here. He goes here. He probably could throw this for a touchdown, obviously, if he goes there, but you have the safety over top there. That's why he doesn't throw it to him. And that's the reason that Minkah Fitzpatrick comes down, is because Travis Kelce's wide open. So miscommunication. The Chiefs use the motion about the 6th or 7th highest rate in the NFL. And when you use motion, specifically right before the snap, we saw it 2 weeks ago with some of those short motions outside to inside. It changes the responsibilities of the defense, because the receiver on the very outside that condenses down, maybe in between a receiver and another receiver, or all the way down, it shifts from 1, 2, 3 to maybe 2, 3, 1. And now you've got different responsibilities for the defense to have to sort out right before the snap. So that motion, again, changed the numbers on the left-hand side of the offense for the Chiefs, and it caused that miscommunication from the Steelers defense. So really nice job of just kind of executing there, but also taking advantage of some players that clearly have some miscommunication problems. This is the Travis Kelce touchdown. This is really fun to watch, because I noticed something right during the play that I really wanted to show you guys, because it's something that we always talk about and we don't always necessarily see right in the moment. So Travis Kelce is motioning right now from left to right. It is 12 personnel. Again, their most effective personnel this season has been 12. I think with Xavier Hollywood-Brown and DeAndre Hopkins, you might see a change in that to 11. But regardless, still, Noah Gray is a very impactful player. So let's just watch the play through first, and then I will show you guys exactly what I see right here, because it's just so cool to watch and see it unfold. In real time, it's hard to know. So let's go back here and just show you the the routes, because again, it's really cool. You got stack formation on the right-hand side just to give that free release, at least look, someone that gets a free release here. It's Juju Smith-Schuster. And you've got DeAndre Hopkins coming out here, they kind of switch release. So Juju comes underneath on a drag route. And again, that might also change responsibilities of the defense. Then you've got Travis Kelce here, who's going to kind of slow down. He's going to kind of run up the seam, but then he's going to stop and he's going to survey. And that's what I'm going to show you guys, kind of slow it down if I can without any choppiness. You got a little bit of a play action here where you've got Kareem Hunt coming up more of a inside zone or inside fake here. And then on the backside, you got Noah Gray there. So just watch Travis Kelce right here. So here he comes out and up, and then he stops, okay? First, he looks at this defender, and he realizes his eyes are on Patrick, okay? And Patrick is running outside of the pocket. So he's coming out here, and he brings attention with him, that defensive gravity that we've talked about from offensive players. When Patrick gets out of the pocket, he brings gravity with him in that regard too. So now Travis is like, okay, his eyes are here, but look at this. This space here in between these two players, these two safeties in the back. There's so much space there. And also Minka, whether he thinks it or not, he's moving this way with Patrick as well, also with DeAndre Hopkins. So Travis is going to take another look here. He takes a peek at Minka as well, and then he finds this space right here. So in the play, he understands that again, we talk about how they're always on the same page and they see the field the same way. Travis, during the play, slowed down slightly. Again, he sees right here, eyes in the back, looking at Minka Fitzpatrick. He's looking here first. And then he's going to look at this underneath defender and then realize I have so much space in the middle. I'm just going to go to it. And Patrick sees it too. So he understands right there. He looked at Minka Fitzpatrick real quickly just to see, and then he threw it to Travis Kelce. So that we talk about him kind of freelancing. This was a really good visual representation of how and why he freelances, because he's given freedom in this offense. So again, he's got eyes. You got Patrick outside of the pocket. He's got eyes here. He knows that Travis sees exactly what he sees. So, sorry, guys. My bad. So he comes out here and he throws this to Travis Kelce again, just executing at that high level. So Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, I think, are back on the same page when the playoffs come and knock, and when they can knock out and when they can solidify that number 1 seed, they came to play. And I think that Travis did a fantastic job in this game, finding those zones, understanding when they were blitzing, and then taking advantage of times when he found space. So showcasing the offense, guys, is starting to get into that function. And when they get the ball out quickly, regardless of what Terry Bradshaw says, and if you haven't seen the tweet, go ahead and look up Terry Bradshaw and getting the ball out quickly when it comes to the Chiefs. They will be able to do whatever they want to offensively. I think Hollywood Brown has been that kind of chess piece, right? Or that puzzle piece, the final puzzle piece to really unlock their 11 personnel. 12 is still going to be a very impactful thing for them. So let's go ahead and shift to the defense side of the football, where Mike Dana had a fantastic game. You know, I called for him to maybe see what we were going to see. I didn't think he was going to have a very good game again myself. I thought maybe you see Charles Omenihu reduced down, but this was a fantastic football game from Mike Dana. Everyone really, but when we want to see someone step up, he had the most impact, I think, in this football game. A little bit of run defense here. One of the things he is known for in Kansas City is being a solid run defender, specifically from that defensive end standpoint. And here you just see he's condensed inside just a little bit, not like super wide on the outside, but he's going to push the tackle right there. He gets kind of pushed off as well, keeps his balance on the split zone carry, and then gets into the backfield and then takes Jaylen Warren down for a -1 yard loss. So again, you see, this is what I really like from Mike Dana. This is probably where he's best in terms of run defense, just on that outside shade from the tackle, and he comes in a little bit of extension and then keeps that balance and is able to get into the backfield. Again, we got that split zone action with a reverse from the Steelers. Again, this is a nice play. You've got offense coming this way, offensive line this way. Again, I think they should have probably done something a little bit different on this play specifically. And then you've got the reverse right here. I probably should have handed it off on the reverse, honestly, but this is, again, showcasing what they're doing. You've got that reverse play. You're trying to get the defense looking not only at Pat Freiermuth on the split zone action, but also the reverse, trying to take defenders away. That's what they're trying to do, right? They're taking 2 players from the right-hand side. They're moving them to the left, and they're hoping to catch guys coming back around. See, this is what I mean right here. They want to get that move flow. They want to flow this way so that Jaylen Warren can come in here and maybe, squeak something out and then get into daylight right there. But unfortunately for him, Mike Dana comes in knocking, and he is in the backfield again. Really fantastic job from the run defense perspective. And then without Chris Jones, who are we going to see step up on the interior? mostly it was Mike Dana coming in, making a big impact here. He doesn't get the sack, but he forces a throwaway because he's already in the backfield. He just manhandles that guard, pushes him in the back, and then he spins off of it really quickly, recognizing that Russell Wilson is trying to get out to his left. So really quickly, you'll see again, there's that jab, boom, two hands, and he pushes that guard into the backfield, puts him on his heels, and right here, as he's coming around here, he's going to spin back this way. Very, very fast, quick movement. But I mean, look at everyone. No one's open on this play. There is nobody. He has to throw this away. So one thing you'll notice up at the top of your screen is Keith Taylor is in this game. He played very well in the run game, in the screen game, and then he was pretty sticky in coverage as well. Watch for him to make more impact on this defense instead of Najee Johnson, but they are going to rotate everyone in and out. Najee had a couple good plays against the run. He's very physical, good tackler when he comes up in the run too. So we're going to see a lot of different players from this in the secondary rotate in and out, but there is nobody open on this in this secondary. He can't throw the football to anybody. So even CRW is just kind of waiting for the running back to get the ball so he can go hit him. So really nice job up front, everyone, but also Mike Dana really quickly getting in the backfield, that extension, and then tries to flash inside, spins to the outside right there. Fantastic work from Mike Dana, just being everywhere, and then almost getting a sack from Charles Omenihu, who wins late right there in the rep. But also, when you have that pressure, this is the kind of pressure that Chris Jones gives you, the quick pressure, not something that we typically see from Mike Dana, but he did come out here really quickly. A really nice win with the rip right there from Charles Omenihu on the right-hand side of the offensive line. So Mike Dana was just doing a ton in this football game. And then he's going to be back out here on the tackle, and he's going to walk him right into Russell Wilson. This is the strength that I think that Mike Dana shows, but I want you to really pay attention on the end zone angle after I show you guys again. There's nowhere to go with the football. Josh Williams at the top of your screen against Pat Freiermuth. But I mean, look at this. Leo Chanel in coverage. You've got Brian Cook right up here in the middle over the another one of their tight ends. You've got Drew Tranquil out here, and then also they've had Najee Harris on Trent McDuffie there. So really kind of a mismatch for them in that regard. But again, there's nowhere to go with the football. They were sticky, knowing that they want to throw the football downfield or in the quick game, and then they were unable to really generate money, most of those downfield. They had one over Trent McDuffie. They were 1 for 6 on throws 20 yards or more, or 15 yards or more down the field. So that shows you how well coached the Chiefs secondary was in this game, the coverage in general. But again, you're going to watch Mike Dana walk this guy into the back. So initially he misses, right? Kind of gets his hand up on the face. You don't want to take it there too long because that will draw a flag. So the hands come back down. Then he relocates just a little bit, gets both hands up, and the tackle's trying to work his hands around too. But you notice that Mike Dana's outside hand is more on the arm right here of that tackle. So you see right there, that's what I like to see. So I really appreciate what he was doing in this football game with technique and his hands. He gets that located up there. He grabs the arm a little bit and pushes it up. Instead of like yanking on it, it's more of a push up. And that's how you see him walk the tackle back into Russell Wilson, who then drops the football, and they almost able to recover it. So Mike Dana is all over the place in this game. And here he is up at the top of your screen once again against Darnell Washington, an extra offensive lineman / tight end, because I believe he would have made a better tackle coming out than tight end, but he typically is a blocking tight end. You see him try to really chop down the arms of Mike Dana, but they're trying to go play action. They're trying to go big, deep shot down the field here. You've got Pickens here in the slot running a deep corner route, and then you have, I believe this is Austin coming here, and then running back coming out to the flat here. So this is basically just a three receiver route, and then a check down initially or after the fact. Mike Dana up at the top of your screen once again is going to defeat the double chop. So he tries to go both hands, right? And it feels like Darnell Washington was trying to be a pass rusher when you're trying to do the chops like that. If you miss, that's part of the reason why when I'm evaluating tackles and tackle play, I want to see less two-hand lunges and more outside hand, go with the outside rush, so you keep that inside hand free just in case he comes back in and you can really put it in the chest there. So when you're watching some of these offensive players, just really nice job. It's getting his hand in there, but just winning the edge, understanding that as he's moving his, trying to come down this way, his edge is susceptible, right? He can get to the arc there, and then just getting his hand in the chest a little bit there, and then he's able to close on Russell Wilson for the sack. So Mike Dana, who was again a huge piece in this game, having a fantastic day, just encapsulates what this Chiefs defense is. Next man up. They did a fantastic job of shutting the deep game down, and really the run game. They had a drive early where they ran the ball for really big chunk gains, but for the most part, Najee Harris couldn't get going until the last drive of the fourth quarter where it was over already, and they did a fantastic job of just trading off and putting a lid on the defense, and we knew Russell Wilson would hold on to the football. We mentioned it in the game plan, and then also they just seeded the runs to Russell Wilson. If it was going to be deep shots down the field or Russell Wilson scrambling, they decided to take that. So you guys see the offense starting to take shape, a little bit of the RPOs coming back. You have Justin Watson being activated in this game a little bit with that downfield shot and then the touchdown, and then everything else is coming into focus with, well, granted, DeAndre Hopkins wasn't really focused in this game. It was Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce. So when they need to, they can kind of change their stripes, change their colors, and change what can be focused and actually find the matchup that works. That's what's different about this offense than it was last year and what it was for most of the season. So when Hollywood Brown comes in, everyone can notch down a little bit there. And Travis Kelce, being on the same page with Patrick Mahomes, really creates what this offense can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown, getting to see how Travis Kelce sees the defense and changes his route based on what he's seeing. Thought that was really cool. So I hope you guys, again, enjoyed that much. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day with the new year. Hopefully 2025 starts off and continues great for you guys as it has for me and my family. Thank you all for being here. If you are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now. Hopefully I was able to earn a like from you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.